He is, without a doubt, the most hated character in the history of cinema. A bumbling, clumsy, gibberish-spouting annoyance who tripped his way through one of the most anticipated movies of all time. Jar Jar Binks, the character that made millions of fans groan in unison. But what if I told you that was the point? What if the bumbling idiot was a mask? What if the greatest deception in the Star Wars saga wasn't Palpatine hiding in plain sight, but the true Phantom Menace flailing his arms right next to him? The official story is that Jar Jar was just failed comic relief, a miscalculation by George Lucas. But buried in the film itself, in the creator's own words, and in the cryptic comments of the actor who played him, is a trail of clues. A trail that leads to a shocking, mind-blowing conclusion: that Jar Jar Binks was never a fool. He was a hidden Sith Lord, a master of manipulation playing the long game. And today, we're going to follow that trail and look at the 5 clues that prove the most hated character in the galaxy might just be its most brilliant villain. Coming in at number 5 is his so-called clumsiness. Remember the final battle on Naboo? Jar Jar, handed a blaster, immediately gets his foot tangled in it and is sent spinning into a chaotic ballet of destruction. He accidentally takes out droid after droid, fumbles with energy balls that perfectly disable a tank, and survives impossible odds through sheer, dumb luck. Or was it luck? There is a real-world martial art called Zui Quan, better known as the drunken fist. It's a fighting style where the practitioner mimics the swaying, stumbling movements of a drunk. It's all about deception, about appearing weak, off balance, and unpredictable, when in reality, you are in total control, using your opponent's underestimation of you as your greatest weapon. Now watch that battle again. Jar Jar's movements aren't just clumsy, they are fluid, acrobatic, and impossibly effective. He's not tripping over droids. He's executing perfect, unpredictable takedowns while maintaining the cover of being a complete fool. It's not clumsiness, it's combat mastery disguised as incompetence. At number 4, we have the subtle art of persuasion. The Jedi mind trick is one of the most iconic Force powers. A simple wave of the hand, a quiet suggestion, and the weak-minded just go along with it. Now, pay very close attention to Jar Jar whenever he's trying to convince someone of something important. When he's brought before his leader, Boss Nass, and pleads for a ship, he makes a subtle, dismissive hand wave as he speaks. And Boss Nass, who was just about to punish him, suddenly changes his mind and grants his request. Later, on Tatooine, when Qui-Gon Jinn is deciding whether to bet on a young Anakin Skywalker in the pod race, Jar Jar is right there, whispering in his ear. And as he does, he makes another distinct, almost hypnotic hand gesture. Qui-Gon, a powerful Jedi Master, suddenly agrees to a massive gamble. But the most damning evidence comes in Episode 2. In the Galactic Senate, it is Jar Jar Binks who proposes granting emergency powers to Chancellor Palpatine, the very act that destroys the Republic and creates the Empire. And as he gives his speech, he is gesticulating wildly, waving his hands at the assembled senators, persuading them to commit political suicide. He's not just talking, he's using the Force, right out in the open. This brings us to clue number 3, the Puppet Master. For a bumbling idiot, Jar Jar Binks has an uncanny habit of being in exactly the right place at the right time to advance Palpatine's master plan. Think about it. He is the reason the Jedi are forced to land on Tatooine, where they just happen to find the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker. He is the one who unites the Gungans and the Naboo, creating a crisis that helps propel Palpatine to the position of Chancellor. And as we mentioned, He is the one who hands Palpatine the keys to the kingdom. Every single one of Jar Jar's major mistakes directly benefits Palpatine. It's a pattern of convenience so perfect, it defies belief. In one of the most chilling scenes, when Jar Jar is in the Senate, you can see him standing next to Palpatine. And for a split second, he appears to be mouthing the exact same words the Chancellor is saying, like a student practicing with his master. He isn't a fool caught up in events. He is the architect of those events, Palpatine's secret apprentice, ensuring every piece falls exactly into place. For our number 2 spot, we have to look outside the film to the creators themselves. George Lucas famously said that Jar Jar was the key to all of this. A strange thing to say about a character who was supposedly just comic relief. In behind-the-scenes interviews, Lucas is seen directing the actor, Ahmed Best, telling him to imagine his character is more cunning than he appears. Ahmed Best himself has fueled the fire for years. He has spoken about a darker, more serious character arc that was planned for Jar Jar, but was ultimately abandoned. He said that the fan backlash was so intense that the original plan was scrapped. He even once tweeted, "It feels good to have the truth about Jar Jar Binks out there." What truth? The truth that the character was a failure? Or the truth that he was supposed to be something far, far more sinister? The evidence suggests that the story we got wasn't the original story. It was a last-minute course correction to hide a villain that the audience simply wasn't ready for. But the number 1 clue, the one that will send a chill down your spine, is the simplest one of all. Just watch him. Watch Jar Jar when he thinks no one is looking. When he's in the background of a scene, not the center of attention, the goofy, wide-eyed expression fades. His mouth sets into a firm, calculating line. His eyes, normally wide and vacant, become sharp and focused. He looks intelligent. He looks sinister. There are moments where you can see the mask slip. When he's talking to Anakin, his expression is one of a predator sizing up its prey. In the background of the pod race, he's seen talking to Sebulba, Anakin's main rival, just before the race begins. What was he saying? Giving him tips? Or using the Force to ensure his sabotage would fail, making Anakin's victory even more impressive? The theory posits that Jar Jar was meant to be the true villain of the prequel trilogy, the ultimate twist. But when the fans reacted with such venom, the character was neutered, and a new, less interesting villain, Count Dooku, was hastily written in to take his place. So, was it all just a coincidence? A collection of overanalyzed scenes and wishful thinking? Or was it the ghost of a brilliant, daring story that we never got to see? A story where the most ridiculous character in the galaxy was secretly its greatest threat. The evidence is there, hiding in plain sight. The greatest trick the Sith ever pulled wasn't hiding under a hood. It was convincing the galaxy he was a fool.